In the forgotten chapel at the edge of the forest, a butcher once performed forbidden rites. Now, when the bells of Black Chapel ring at midnight, the butcher returns, not as a man, but as something far worse. A bell rings and hums as I blink, but someone or something shakes the dazzle from my head. My blurry eyes discern a waxy pale face, almost dead-like, thin skin and brittle eyelids. His cheekbones sag. They let go of me. Now my vision becomes composed, and his cold focus carries a weight that makes your chest tighten. He stands over me, man, like he's ready to deliver a final blow of detachment. But all he does is smile, with teeth that resemble that sharp of a shark. Jorvan Sandal, he shakes my hand and pulls me up. Ouch, I wince, so rough that he almost ripped off my arm. He stares through me with an airy sense of recognition. I peer at the picture on the wall, then back to him. He grants a half-suppressed laugh, but I just can't fathom the strange demeanor of this lifeless meager. I check for Simeon and Davina. I don't see them. He asks, who am I looking for? I stutter at the fact that they could be missing. I search through the deep, burying cupboards, in the metal-walled freezer that stretches further than it should, in the pantry where a ladder fades into a square of oblivion that doesn't belong to this house, and where any light refuses to go. Then under the sink, to see the big, rusty, yawning drain that listens back. Jorvan's eyes balefully watch me. I turn to him. Where are they? He hesitates. The jittering in his hands tell a tale of a lion snake. Then, oh, they just wandered off. I'm sure they'll turn up sooner or later, he says. What? I frown with a thump in my chest. Everyone disappears sometimes, he murmurs. I grab hold of his brown-stained shirt and look him into his shifting, glimmering eyes. As I shake the soft whimper from his chest. I'll cut your tongue off, I snap. Then I won't be able to tell you where they went. Jorvan mistakenly voice. At this point, I grab hold of a blade from the drawer and hold it to his throat. I lean into his ear and whisper to him to show me where they went. He points to the cupboard, then to the freezer. I feel uneasy. Could dead bodies be placed in this thing? My mind feels deranged, dangling on the edge of something I can't name. How is this possible? Though it can be, as I've seen the never-ending abyss. When I peeked inside and felt my stomach churn at what I saw, I watch Jorvan's eyes flicker between the cupboard and freezer, as if weighing which hell to step into. Then he creeps towards the freezer, opens the door, and motions his head with a silent invitation I can't refuse. For a second, the room around me seems to bend into things I can't comprehend, while a spectral twin clings to him, an airy presence that moves with his pulse. I squeeze my eyes, ruminating on having no choice but to follow him in. And what sort of things may happen to me that cannot be explained? If someone ends up finding my corpse, and even worse, feeling my presence, but not finding my body. A brief moment of courage swarms over me. I look to the floor, pick up my spectral matrix, and push forward, daring to face what waits ahead. Now I enter. The freezer stretches before me like a cathedral of frost. The chilly air is biting my skin, and although it's not as cold as it looks, a strange hellish warmth presses against my face. A hallway of ice extends into doorways like an abandoned family residence. And every so often, an echoey hum taps the inside of my ears. The walls seem to eat the light that passes through it, emitting a mysterious, tenebrous blackness. My body senses an unseen force that moves beyond my sight. There are cold smells of faint, rotting garbage, and sour lemon carnage, but I cannot tell if it's real or if it's my mind summoning lifeless signs. Jordan moves through with ease, like he's been here many times, as if he lives in these places, accustomed to bodies stored in human brine. I am paralyzed between terror and my duty, but the thought of leaving my friends behind is far worse than the fear ahead. Maybe. I'm not even that far in, and the walls already have faint faces in them, watching and straining in whispers of pain. When I look down at the floor, I jump and kick my feet, wishing I could hover above the ground, because all I see is cracked hands reaching out to me like they've been crisped in a furnace. Jordan turns around. His gaze locks onto me, neutral and unblinking. But still, it's a gaze that mutters, I'm a madman. Keep quiet, he whispers. I shrug as to say why, or they'll finish pulling themselves out. His lips don't move, but his voice sounds like it's coming from the things under the floor. I ease my head with an unsettling uncertainty about him. My stare lingers for a while, until he says, I feel like I know you. Like I've been waiting for you. This very moment. My breath goes stagnant as that sends cold prickles down my spine. He leers at me as though he's remembering something about me. Then he mutters, I was never meant to be the vessel for death. I mumble what? And he resumes walking. I still follow, but my heart settles into a shifting, broken cadence, and it's one I never chose. The further this place draws us in, my reflection follows me on the icy walls. One step behind. Then suddenly, different versions of me appear, pale and brittle, rotten and strange, burned by the cold, scalded into silence. Now the hands from under the floor seep into the walls, and they begin to crack with each step I take. until one shatters and the hands pull me in, inch by inch. I scream for Jordan, but he's gone. And as I slowly begin to dissolve into the walls, my voice becomes nothing but a distant echo.